So tonight's homework, y'all, is on page 41, 1 through 43 odd. And we're going to be working with measuring things. So that's why I'm asking you to have either your template or a protractor. I'm going to start by talking about array again, or reviewing what array is. Array starts in one place and goes in the direction. So it has an endpoint, in this case is A, and it goes in the direction of B. And that's the symbol for array. Or that array could also be called AC. But like I said, the end point where it starts is the first letter, and the second letter is the direction it's going in. So if you started at C and went in this direction, that would be CB, or it could be called CA. So array has an end point and goes in one direction forever and ever. You can't measure array. So today we're going to be talking about angles. An angle is made up of two rays that have a common endpoint. The common endpoint is where the two rays come together. An angle is labeled with 3 letters and an angle symbol that looks like a funny looking L. So this is angle A, B, C, or we could call it angle C, B, A. Because it is just a single angle up here, we can also call it angle B, which is the vertex. Now this point right here where the rays come together is called the vertex. So the vertex is point B. We can also call this angle 1. If we use 3 letters, the vertex is always the one in the middle. So an angle has an interior and an exterior. Point D is on the interior of the angle. The exterior of the angle would be E. So point E would be on the exterior. So point D is on the interior, point E is on the exterior. Everybody good to go? So this is on the exterior. Oh, I can't make it do. Okay, well that's good. So D is on the interior, E is on the exterior. Where is C?
On the ray.
On the angle, right, on the ray. All right. So the next thing for you to understand about an angle is it has sides. The sides are the rays. So in this case we have ray BA and we have ray BC. So those are the sides of the angle. Everybody still with me? Okay. All right. So an angle is made up of two rays that have a common endpoint. We also have, let me see if I can find it. We also have what we call angle bisectors. We talked about bisectors the other day. We said a bisector was either a line, a ray, or a segment that divides something into two equal parts. So if BC, ray BC, is an angle bisector, what does that mean? It means that that ray divides that larger angle into two equal angles. So in other words, if BC is an angle bisector, then angle ABC is congruent to angle CB, what is it, D.
D. As in dog.
D. That means that this angle, if you measured it, and this was drawn accurately, and this angle would be equal. So we could say angle 1 would be congruent to angle 2. We can't say angle B is congruent to angle B because we don't know that vertex could be for this angle, or the big angle. So we can't use B. All right. So what's an angle bisector? It's a line, a ray, or segment that divides an angle into two equal angles.
So,
Just like this bisector is a line, a ray, or a segment, or a plane that divides the segment into two equal parts. So bisector means it divides it into two equal parts. So that means this piece would be equal to that piece. So let's go back. If you knew that BC was an angle bisector, what do you know about angles 1 and 2? They're acute.
Acute angles.
Well, they are acute, but they're also equal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We'll talk about what acute means in a minute. All right. Okay, so let's talk about just measuring these angles. So everybody's going to have a different one, but draw yourself something that looks like this on your paper. Come on, y'all.
Okay.
Okay? Just draw me an angle, y'all. Because nobody's going to have the exact same one. So on a protractor, which is used to measure angles, on your template it has a little hole down here. Does everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
On one like this, it doesn't have a hole, it just has a little line. Everybody see that? Okay, good. Alright, so up here, you'll notice that on the outside it goes 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, all the way around to 180. That's in degrees. Alright, start over here, starts at 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way around to 180. Okay? So what we want to do is take our hole or the little line there and put it on the vertex and line it up. Okay. All right. Everybody got that? Put it on your picture, y'all. And like I said, everybody's picture is going to be a little different because the picture is different. All right. So, if we're measuring on this side, we want to start at 0, which is here. So everybody see zeros right there?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I see it.
And you want to go all the way up to here. So, where is that? Well, it's between 40 and 50.
45.
All right, 45. I was going to say 48, but we can say 45. So yours might not be 45. Yours might be 50. Okay. All right. So what that means is that the distance from here to here is 45 degrees. Okay. All right. Whoa.
Whoa.
All right. So that's the way you're going to measure your angle. Here's another one. We have, give me a point that's on the interior of that. A. What's another point? B. Okay, give me one that's on the exterior. C. Good. All right, so now let's see if we can measure this.
Can we?
I don't know. Let's see. Oh. Okay, one thing that's important, see how this point is going to be there? Well, you need to line the bottom up with the bottom, like if it were tilt. See how that's not right? We got to make it so it is on the line. Okay? If it's not on the line, you're not going to get the right numbers. Okay, so we're not looking at this piece over here. We're looking at the inside. So it's about what? Well, that would be 55, so it's probably about 54. So it's 54 degrees. Okay. So having measured it, we got 54 degrees. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the name of this angle. Who wants to give me the name? Name?
Angle DEF.
Angle DEF. Good job. Give me another name.
FED.
Okay. FED.
Angle C.
Angle D. All right. Good job. All right. On my next picture I have, name all the angles that have W for vertex. Write it down on your paper. Draw the picture. It's two parallel lines.
Shane Roberson, please come to the upper school office.
Y'all. Caden. What? You ready? What's the first one?
Is that a YWY? What is that?
X.
XW.
Why you going?
Oh, I see. No, he-
XWY. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. Let's see.
That's a
Looks
Y.
like it.
It's a Y.
It is a Y.
That's definitely.
How about we make it?
That's
I think it's a V. Caden, it's a V.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a B.
It's a
Yeah.
Okay, so, good question. All right, so, somebody give me one angle that has W for a vertex.
I got you.
Edwin,
XWB.
X, W, what?
B as a
B
boy.
boy, got it. Okay. Who's got the next one?
BWY.
B, W, Y. Okay, good job. We could have called that angle 3, right?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
And we could have called the other one angle 1. All right. Edwin, you again?
I got you again.
Okay.
YWB.
Y, W, V.
Yeah. Angle 2 too.
Angle 2.
The W.
Okay, good.
Double.
All right, well, what about angle BWV,
Yes.
You can do that.
which would be
90 degrees.
this one? Right. Okay, so what else could we say? Angle
It could be-
BWX.
X.
Wouldn't it be 2 and 3?
Well, no, you wouldn't,
I mean 3, my bad.
no, you wouldn't you can only use one number.
Okay.
You can't combine two numbers.
Okay.
All right. Do we have them all now?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Shut up.
Can we say angle YWX,
Yes. Yes.
YWX, this angle? Yes.
Yes, we can.
Wait, can you pull up
XWY.
for a minute?
Say that again?
Wait, could we do BW?
Okay, that's good.
All right. So now let's talk about classifying angles. We can classify angles based on their sides and on their angles. All right, a right angle, what do you think it means?
90 degrees.
90 degrees.
Right.
Which one?
An angle is a right angle if it's 90 degrees.
Correct.
All right, acute.
Less than 90 degrees.
Less
Right.
than 45.
Greater than 90 degrees, larger than 0. And this is an angle symbol. It's a Greek letter, theta, Greek letter. Okay, a lot of times angles are labeled with Greek letters, not just with our letters.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so if it's acute, it's between 0 and 90. Obtuse,
90
More
and
than
above.
90. Less.
greater than 90 degrees, less than 180. Straight angle.
Isn't that 360?
A straight angle is a straight line,
180.
it's 180 degrees. So a straight angle is a straight line, it's 180 degrees. I put this on here because
What's that?
occasionally it shows up on the ACT and you're like, what is that? A reflex angle. A reflex angle goes from 180 degrees to 360 degrees. So if you start right here and go all the way around here, you've gone more than 180 degrees.
So is it less than 80 and more than 360? Less than 360?
It's greater than 180, less than 360.
All right.
Okay? So 180 degrees is less than theta, is less than 360. So it's between 180 and 360.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
So I wanted to know that because I take my ACT in July.
Okay? Well, it doesn't always show up on there, but occasionally it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do we know about congruent angles?
They're the same.
They have equal measures, that's right. They have equal measures. Okay? So if this angle is congruent to this angle, then we know that angle NMP is congruent to RMQ. All right. I think we're gonna move on to the,
Yeah.
y'all don't have paper for that.
You got Will Cunningham
All right, so everybody got this paper in front of them?
I got it.
Okay. It says name the vertex of each angle. Angle 5, what would the vertex be?
M.
Angle 3,
P.
P.
As in
point
hit.
2. Number 3, angle 8.
O.
O.
Oh,
As in ox.
and then P.
N.
Alright.
P.
Okay, take your pencil and point to it. So N, M,
M's right.
P.
It's M. Cause M is in the middle.
Wait, why does he?
Okay, so we,
M.
hold on.
Oh.
M is correct, but I wanted you to draw the picture so you could see it. But what letter's in the middle?
M.
M.
Whoa.
You got blue?
So we know the letter in the middle is the vertex, if it's got 3 letters. All right, angle 6.
N.
N. Good job.
Good job, baby. Great job, Susie.
All right, angle 2.
P.
All right, do we even need to look at the picture?
No.
No.
man.
O.
Oh.
Why not add other ones then?
So if you've got 3 letters, you know that the vertex is the one in the middle. But now let's talk about the sides. All right.
Wait.
That's not, we're going back. All right, so the sides on angle 6. You want to start the sides with the vertex. So that's one reason I said N was the vertex. We said that. All right, so you want to start with N. All right, and go in what direction?
I think so,
Right.
Okay. O. Right? And then N goes to M. If this is angle 6, then those are the sides. Okay, now I used O, you could have used P or R, but I used O because it was the first one.
Okay, so do you use the side of the angles?
Those are the sides of the angle. All right, so angle 2. Angle 2 is right here.
P. O.
P, M. And what else?
P. O.
Well, PO goes that way.
Okay. Just kidding. P. R.
PR. All right, so on number 7 and 8, we don't have to look at the picture. This is OM and OP. This would be MO and MN. we just said O to M, O to P. Alright. So up here and ask you to name, give another name for angle Q, P, R. Q, P, R.
Can I come up and write it?
RPQ.
Angle what?
RPQ.
R, P, Q. What
Angle
else?
3.
Angle 3.
Angle 3. Good.
Wait, what?
Next I have angle 1.
Angle OP.
Alright. Angle 1 is right here. So we could say angle M, P, N. We could say angle M, P, O. Right? We could go the other way. Angle N, P, M. Or angle O, P, M. But we can't use one letter. Because you don't know whether angle P is this angle or that angle. Or this angle or that angle. Everybody good?
Yes, ma'am. Are you good again?
Alright. So next it says classify each angle as right, acute, or obtuse. Use your protractor to measure the angle to the nearest degree. So if you got a protractor and you got your paper, start measuring. Edwin,
It's a right angle, 90 degrees.
90 degrees is a right angle. Acute is less than 90 degrees, obtuse is greater than 90 degrees. Less than 180.
That was the answer.
Alright. So right, 90 degrees, acute, less than 90 degrees, greater than 0. Obtuse is less than 90 degrees, greater than 90 degrees, less than 180. So let's see if y'all can measure those.
Okay.
I'll answer the actual measure.
Mine's 90. Mine's 90.
We gotta do the actual measurement.
Then use a protractor to measure the angle to the nearest degree. Obviously, if it's right, you don't have to measure it.
It's a right angle.
Mine's 90.
Okay. So U, Z, W.
90.
I suppose it's 90 degrees, right angle. Like I said.
It's got the little.
No.
It has a little right angle symbol, so yes, we know it's 90 degrees. Okay.
I'll Google it.
I'll get rid of this. This, y'all, look up here. This is the symbol for 90 degrees. Y, Z, W.
That's
70,
70,
yes.
okay. We know that, I didn't write it down, we know that this is right, and this is acute. All right, T, Z, W,
110,
obtuse.
yes.
Then we have U, Z, U, Z, T.
That's Q, 20 degrees.
Do you have 20? Everybody got 20?
Oh, wait.
I had 30.
I say 20.
okay.
All right, did y'all all get 20 or did some people get something else?
20.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so here comes the hard part. Y'all pay attention, please.
This is algebra.
It is. That's exactly what it is. And of all the questions that were missed on yesterday's quiz, the algebra 2 questions were the ones that were missed the most. So up here, guys, we want to look at what it says. It says at the top that CB and CD are opposite rays. Opposite rays have the same endpoint and go in opposite directions. So that means they form a straight line. So opposite rays form a straight line. A straight line is how many degrees?
180.
180. Then it tells you that CE bisects DCF. That means that this angle is equal to that angle. And it tells you that CG bisects FCB. That means this angle is equal to that angle. Mark it on your paper with the marks that I just put on there.
Yes, ma'am.
These are angles that are equal. These are angles that are equal. If you mark the information on your picture, you're more likely to get the answer correct. If you want to do it with highlighters or pencils, that's fine. Colored pencils, okay? All right. It says the measure of DCE, and you can write it in here if you want, is 4x plus 15. What does that tell you about ECF? Well, it's 4x plus 15 also, but they're telling you it's 6x minus 5. So we know, going back up to 15, we know that angle DCE is congruent to angle ECF because of that angle bisector. So what did they tell you angle DCE was equal to?
4x plus 15.
4x plus 15. And what did they tell you ECF was equal to? 6x minus 5. So what are you going to do to solve it? Subtract 4x first. Add 5. Divide by 2. And get x is equal to 10. But did they ask you for X?
No, they didn't.
They ask you to find DCE. So how will we go about that? We take 10 and plug it back in. We're plugging it back in 4x plus 15. So we get that angle is 55 degrees. Put a degree sign there. Well, that angle's 55 degrees. How much is angle ECF? 55 degrees. Well, let's look at the next one. We know that this angle is equal to that angle because this is an angle bisector. So we know that angle FCG is congruent to angle BCG. I think since it's written the other way up here, we better do that. Alright, so how much they tell you that FCG was? 9x plus 3. And how much is GCB? 13x minus 9. So subtract 9x, I get 4x. If I add, I get 12. So 4x is equal to 3. But they didn't ask you for that. What do they ask you for? GCB. So that's 13 times 3 minus 9. So we get 39 minus 9 is equal to 30 degrees. Alright, on number 17, it wants you to find the degree of angle 1 and angle 2. What's the angle 1 equal to? That's the easy one.
90.
90. Oh, angle 1 equal 90 degrees, but y'all are going to have to measure angle 2. Come on, y'all can do it.
Oh my God. 130.
I
130.
130.
Okay. Everybody good?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think there's any more left on there.
30's the answer.
Huh? Did everybody get 130?
Yeah.
It was
17.
So we skipped 16.
No, we just did 60.
Come on, Jeff.
Oh yeah, you can.
I lost from
I
Jeff.
got a lot.
Okay, so y'all, we've got about 30 minutes. That means you would finish your homework, or I can go on to the next topic.
No, you're finished complaining.
No.
You're finished. Stay right there. You got to tell me. Thank you, Ms. Ann. Ms. Ann, you ready?
Yes, thank you. Can you?
What?
Y'all, you don't need to talk. If y'all gonna talk, I'm moving on to the next topic.
No, ma'am.
If you're not doing your homework, then I'm moving on to the next topic.